let's see here. Live service games are for bottom feeders. Maybe, right? For people who might take that as a context with the image in front of us. Well, my point is that any sort of cancel campaign that works, I think that we should actively try to make it as known as possible that the cancel campaign was a bad idea and the company should feel bad for doing it. That's the reason for capitulating to it. Advertisers care about money and the loss of it. Yeah. Careful, bro. Gamers was dropped. I don't think I'm really involved with them anymore since I'm not an OTK, right? But and I don't, and also like this is just in general the way that I feel. But yes, put the fear of God in them, because that's exactly what people like this want to do to you. That is exactly what it is. And if you don't do that, they will beat you. Unless you play their same game, they will beat you. Wouldn't that be the only way to do it for other creators to also drop having that sponsor? No, because if you just have a huge amount of negative criticism, it scares brands. That's all you have to do.
$3 billion in funding for Harvard because they ain't playing ball and dropping their DEI nonsense. Harvard says, no. This is a political stunt.
It's been a rough few weeks for Donald Trump, mostly because Donald Trump. So he's been looking for a way to change the narrative, and yesterday he made a big announcement.
We're going to have a very, very big announcement to make, like as big as it gets, and I won't tell you on what.
So his announcement is that he's got an announcement? Cool. It's great to have a president who does teaser trailers for world events. It's like when FDR said, "We only have one thing to fear, and I'll tell you what it is after the break." But okay, Donald, can you at least give us a hint?
It'll be one of the most important announcements that have been made in many years about a certain subject.
A certain subject. That narrows it down to literally anything. This is Donald Trump, so his big announcement could be anything from "I've achieved peace in the Middle East" to "I just tried bucatini and I'm never going back to regular spaghetti." At least tell us if it's good or bad. Should I be stocking up on champagne or toilet paper?
It's very positive. I'd tell you if it was negative or positive. I can't keep that out. It is really, really positive.
Okay, that sounds really positive. But I want to temper my expectations here because the last time you had a positive announcement to make, it was that you were destroying the economy. So I just want to make sure. Is it really good news?
It's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and
You'll
for the
need a
people of this
top-notch
country.
team to win this one.
Earth-shattering. Wow. Okay, as long as I don't have to clean it up, I guess I'm in.
Anyone stands in my way, they won't
tell
be
me
standing
when
much
exactly
longer.
to tune in, and I will clear my schedule.
And that announcement will be made either Thursday or Friday or Monday before we leave.
All right. You have no idea what you're announcing, do you? You're just going to go into the next room and be like, "Guys, I promised them something big. Does anyone have anything good? I have 2 to 5 days, and don't say
You
Jello
picked the
shots,
wrong
Keith."
day to drag me into this mess, bud.
Next time, just come out when you're ready to say the announcement. You don't need a pre-announcement. This is worse than
30
my cousin
seconds before you
announcing that
attack.
we're trying
Get
for
ready.
the third child. Great, so you're telling me that you're talking a lot? Call me when there's a Gymboree registry. And by the way, it's totally possible that we never get an announcement. Remember him teasing his big replacement for Obamacare?
Wait till you see the plans we have coming out literally over the next 4 weeks. We have great healthcare plans coming out. The plan is coming out over the next 4 weeks.
3, 2, 1. All you need to do is
And that 2
capture the
months was
mission area.
that
Got it?
69 months ago. Very nice. But while we're waiting for Trump's earth-shattering, mind-blowing, orgasm-inducing announcement, there's already a stupider announcement in the works.
We know we have the Gulf of America, formerly the Gulf of Mexico, and next week, President Trump plans to announce the U.S. will refer to the Persian Gulf as the Gulf of Arabia or the Arabian Gulf.
Great.
What is it with this guy and renaming gulfs? At least Ocean. And the Black Sea, we're just getting rid of. No more DEI. After all, we have the world's most competent, powerful, competent Navy operating right now at the top of their competence.
For the second time in just over a week, U.S. fighter jet falling off an aircraft carrier and sinking in the Red Sea.
The $67 million F-18 Super Hornet into the Red Sea last night and was lost. Managed to eject safely. Just over a week ago, another Super Hornet fell from the same ship.
Not to get all Josh over here, but I think we can save some money if we stop fighter jets into the Red Sea. At some point, we're going to have to tougher to the area of Ukraine. Zelensky should just be following behind our aircraft carriers with a giant net. And I know this is a don't worry. Pete Hegseth has ordered a top-to-bottom review on any rainbow flags on board that might be to blame.
Health boost. Fine by me.
Whatever the
Look
cause
who
is,
just
we've
showed
got
up.
to stop dropping $60 million fighter jets into the ocean.
You're
Otherwise,
mine.
we can change our fighter
Ain't over yet.
start getting real weird.
Need a little boost.
Why do you keep trying to see if planes can fly underwater? No, it's not. Jets don't belong to
Let's do this.
Quick, come get that vehicle to destination.
today. That sounds like you're gonna crash another jet studio. Don't you even Top Gun!
Who needs Panthers when you got a Wolverine? Even better than my mutant power.
It truly feels the need for speed. And finally, an update on tariffs. They're the reason your MAGA family stopped talking about Vietnam. Just my family.
Let's do
Ever
this.
since they kicked in, Trump has been telling Americans that they're going to have to tighten their belts. And there's one example in particular.
Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have $30. I think they can You don't need to have, as I said, $35. You can have 2, 3, 4.
Why do I feel like last week Trump walked in on Sarah kissing a doll, and now he's sorry, America, we're banning dolls.
Come our next victims.
Either way, it turns out that the whole expensive doll example was not hypothetical.
The company that makes Barbie dolls is raising prices to offset President Trump's tariffs on Chinese imports.
Yes, they're raising prices on Barbie. Even she had to move out of Barbie's dream house and into Barbie's dream studio apartment with 2 roommates. Her pink convertible is now a
Wolverine
2007
don't go
Toyota
down that
Tercel.
easy.
It's very sad. Come on, don't make Barbie tighten her belt even more. She only has a 1-inch waist. And Trump's not the only one answering all these questions. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, seen here watching a bulldozer demolish a local community center, also has some thoughts. Secretary Bessent, what would you say to a sweet little girl who wonders why she can't have a new Barbie this year?
I would tell that you will have a better life in your family. That you and your family,
Kick up the
thanks
pace.
to
Wakanda
President
needs
Trump,
us.
can now be confident again that you will have a better life than your parent. You will be able to advance. You will have a good education. You will have economic freedom.
You're mine.
Yes, if there's one thing children love, it's the concept of economic freedom. It's very clear that you are never a little girl. They would never be on board with it. I don't want that
Bad
stuff.
penny.
I want
I just
Barbies.
keep
You can't
coming
make
back.
economic freedom scissor each other. What's the point? If you really can't only buy one doll, there's a new one that's just right for 2020.
Don't go down that easy.
Doesn't need $37.
Hey, 10 or 9 or 15-year-old girls, when you can only have one doll, there's only one doll to have. Tariff Tilly, the perfect companion to help you ride out our magical trade Y'all love playing with Tariff Tilly during off-work hours.
More arms.
Time for your shift at our onshore delivery center.
And don't forget to grab Tariff Tilly's hottest accessory.
Things that you carry the babies around in.
That's right, Tariff Tilly's thing you carry the babies around in. Now just $7,000. And now you can feed Tariff Tilly with real American-made baby formula. Uh-oh, looks like we gotta feed it back.
Health inspectors got charged.
For Tariff Tilly to your playroom today. Available here.
It's spider time!
Some extra healing never hurt.
Get that people moving again!
Last week, I thought a very nice piece on the show about how Fox News wanted people to apologize for rushing to judgment on the Ferguson shooting at the Brown. So we, I think, quite clever, drew an analogy to that and their reputation when Cosby really played Now, while Fox never addressed all the problems, now they're
Pete Williams, to his credit, got that Boston reporting dead on. And the mainstream media hailed him as a hero for getting it right, which he did. Fox News got this case right. Fox News, not just me, Sean Hannity had a lot of segments, plus O'Reilly had a lot of segments urging caution. With the mainstream media ever hail them as heroes like you heard about Pete Williams.
Yeah, why doesn't Fox get as much credit as Pete Williams? Anyway, the point is, it wasn't the first time they got it right.
I urged caution in the Duke coverage, and in the Trayvon Martin coverage, and now in this coverage.
That's 3 times. They got it right 3 times in 10 years. Those are solar eclipse numbers, people. Which I think is why it's recommended you only watch Fox through a tiny pinhole poked in a piece of cardboard. You can't look directly at Fox. It will indelibly burn your soul. While, of course, the whole rush to judgment complaint is bull, Fox is nothing but a rush to judgment in almost every situation. Okay. You're the Caution and Sober Reflection Network.
Pick your hero or villain.
But my favorite part of the piece was after 10 minutes of complaining that no one would ever thank them. This.
If you are waiting for the mainstream media to say not only that we were wrong in this racially charged case that resulted in so much violence in that town, and to credit Fox News for being right, you're going to hold your breath a long time.
We don't care about them.
Right, you don't care. In the same way my mom doesn't care if I ever call. Sure, call or not, I could just sit here and die. But the point is,
you picked the wrong day.
The point is, you were right, and that is newsworthy when Fox is right, and cause for celebration. So, to honor that time, you were right. We got you a Fudgy the West. Because, you know why? We think you're a whale of a network. In that we've been chasing you our whole lives and just can't do it. But that's not all, Fox. In honor of this singular achievement of you being right,
3,
Liberal Hollywood
2,
has
1.
something they'd like to say to you.
All you
Hollywood?
need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I'm George Lucas, and I'm here to assure you that I'm only going to make movies from now on that are blindly uncritical of America. Like The Empire Strikes Back, justifiably. American exceptionalism graffiti. Star Wars, the Reagan Missile Defense, and the Clinton Menace. Fox News, may you live long and prosper.
But the truth is this. Fox, we can send you all the congratulatory messages and praise. Pale in comparison to how your biggest fans feel. So we have them to congratulations as well. Take it.
One network is transformed, re-envisioned, and reinvented the way news is done.
Fox is the dominant force in broadcast news today.
We're the only network that's telling the truth right now.
The only place you can feel good about your country.
You might learn something as opposed to just having your worldview reinforced.
We give you both sides. We give you all the stuff. We're simply better than the opposition. We keep kicking their ass every day in the ratings. Number one. Number one, that's us. Probably the most powerful news agency in the world.
We're certainly covering it this morning. Thank you, Fox News.
You guys, you're the best.
Thank God for outlets like Fox News.
Thank God for Fox News.
Thank God Fox News is on it. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. God bless Fox News.
He clearly already has. The great thing is I get it. Your network launched in 1996. You're 18 years old. Just like every other 18-year-old, you have a massive ego. You spend 24 hours a day jerking yourself off. My announcement of leaving did not go unnoticed.
Jon Stewart's surprise announcement. 16 years as the host of The Daily Show. Now he's stepping aside.
I don't think overall he's been a force for good because I think especially in his later years he got a little nasty.
Not a force for good. Okay, I can handle that. In his later years? I am only 52. I got 4 to 5 productive years left. And then about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I guess, you know, the last 4 or 5 angry, confused years, or as they're sometimes referred to, the Fox News viewer demo years. You know what? I'm just kidding. It's all good. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
What he added to our political discourse was largely sarcasm, insults, and dishonest editing.
You know, it's clearly selective editing of clips.
I can speak personally to a lot of the attacks that were levied on me had no foothold in effect.
Ain't over yet.
Dishonest and no foothold in effect. You have cast aspersions upon my honor. And I demand satisfaction. I challenge you, Fox News.
War's not over, Steve.
To a lie-off. Your distortions and lack of fact foothold against mine. You started off with 50 of yours in a 6-second bomb.
Regenerated. Let's do this.
Time to put your clothes away, Frank.
Judge,
I don't know
jury,
where that came from. Only have a 22-minute show. Actually, you just go to the website and you can peruse each fly at your leisure. You see, something of a conventional wisdom about this show has taken hold on the road. The thought they've become so comfortable with that they don't feel the need to even offer evidence that we lie to things all the time to make them look bad. Perhaps that comes up by this show.
Jon Stewart has helped polarize the country by poisoning the Republican breath.
Poisoning the Republican breath. You're talking about this brand right here.
College Cohen, Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid. What does that make? It makes her a slut, right? Any race of people should not have deals without slavery. It's Caucasians. Obama's entire economic program is reparations. Hu Jintao was just going ching chong, ching chong, chong chong, chong chong, ching chong, ching ba ba ba. He is moving all around and shaking, and it's purely an act. This is really shameless, Michael J. Fox.
we poisoned that brand. Just out of curiosity, let me ask you a question, and I mean this sincerely. How do you poison a cyanide factory? But see, the little game that they play here is the only reason the right looks bad is that these guys are unfair liars to us. By the way, that sentiment is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's. Jon Stewart cannot destroy a brand by telling people what's in it.
Let's do this.
Pig anus and cheese! Pig anus and cheese!
3, 2,
My point is,
1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
we don't lie. We don't distort. We actually have a fella who works in the building who uses every fiber of his being to prevent us from doing so. That moral bastard. That...
John?
What?
Actually, my parents were married, so technically I'm not married.
Fine! I just... It was a figure of speech! The point is, on the right, they're pretending that our truthfulness is what's really important, which ironically is not true.
Looks like the mission
What
area
matters
is yours
to the right is discrediting anything that they believe harms their side. That's their prime directive. And unlike Captain Coke, they stick with the prime directive. They don't just drop the protocol anytime they feel like hunting a green girl in a unitard. Look, this mission drives their attack on all the institutions that form the foundation of the country they purport to love so dearly.
Our big and very broken government got bigger and more broken.
Americans who are already suffering in a broken education system. Teachers suggesting America is evil.
America's election system, broken.
Science itself seems a little bit corrupt. There's a lot of agendas involved.
Voter fraud is rampant.
And what, pray tell, is wrong with these institutions?
The liberal bias and anti-Americanism is infiltrating America's public schools.
Our liberals ignoring science to push their agenda.
The liberal left trying to destroy too many good things about our country.
Cure the cancer of liberalism that has America on her knees.
On her knees! King all of our liberal dicks! All of them! Each institution suffering from the same malady of liberalism. And what can be done? This is their genius.
I am ready to put on a show!
They're not looking to make education more rigorous and informative, or science more empirical or verifiable, or voting more representative, or the government more efficient or effective. They just want all those things to reinforce their partisan ideologies. Because in their minds, the opposite of bad isn't good. The opposite of bad is conservative. The opposite of wrong isn't right. Well, okay, but you get my point. It's right-wing. They judge solely on the level of conservative content in everything. It's their only litmus test.
If you thought American science was success and that Hollywood was getting less liberal, you didn't see the Oscars last night.
The mega hat was snubbed on Sunday night at the Oscars.
Please look out for the Republican Party. We don't like it too much. We're going to make a point with that.
Clint Eastwood the problem with American sniper, do you think? Because he was at the RNC talking to the chair?
Probably.
Clint Eastwood's been a conservative icon for years. Oscars already awarded him with Best Director and Best Picture during that time. The left-wing loons in Hollywood made the movie in the first place and nominated it for Best Picture. Fine. Hollywood didn't give Best Picture to American Sniper, so it must hate America. No, they didn't even give Best Picture to the Best Picture. I mean, for God's sakes, if Oscar nominations were based on liberal street cred... You can stream it on iTunes and it's available on Blu-ray. It's an excellent St. Patrick's Day gift. And you know the saddest part of all this? Republicans, conservatives are so relentless in their drive for ideological purity that those institutions they complain about continue to cave. For the same reason, I guess, that you always seem to end up going to the restaurant the 4-year-old wants to go to. Fine, we're gonna get fribbles again, just stop crying. 15 states have approved voter ID laws in the absence of any meaningful evidence of voter fraud. An Oklahoma State House committee voted to ban AP history for not sugarcoating slavery enough. Abstinence is approved sex education. And scientific fact isn't reported now, it's debated. So let's just stop. Let's stop
Pick your
pretending
hero.
that
Or
these
villain. I'm not
concessions
judging.
to the
Anyone
right
stands in
will
my
at
way,
any
they
point
won't be
sate
standing
the
much
beast.
longer.
What do you make of Pope Francis?
He's had some statements that to me sound kind of liberal. It has taken me aback.
The Pope isn't conservative enough for these people. So let's just stop giving in to them. Guys, take it from someone who's been watching what they do for a blessedly almost over 16 years. Their chronically angry war for ideological
best
purity,
there is in what
where
I
every
do.
aspect of life is
What I
included into
do
the battle for man's
isn't
soul.
very nice.
You've been watching it. It's
30 seconds before you attack.
This was
Get
me at
ready.
the start of tonight's show.
How's life on Krakoa?
And if you think that's a lie,
Paradise can be a bit quiet.
I've got a fine video of it, I'm sure.
Getting used to it.
Last time
You know,
I was on the beach, I was
I'm watching Fox News, which I'll continue to do now for another, I don't know, 36 shows minus today's open. And,
The battle
well, we
starts
often
in
poke fun at them
5,
for
4,
lying and
3,
sucking.
2, 1.
They do care very
All you
deeply
need to
about
do is
certain
capture the mission area.
like
Got it?
Benghazi,
run the tactics
or
again. Everything
women's
has to
legs,
be
or that time one of their female anchors didn't wear a dress, now known as Pants-Ghazi. The point is, after Fox News is caring about lots of other stuff, they eventually care very deeply about poverty.
We haven't heard much about poverty from the Obama White House over the last 4 years.
Virtually no emphasis on families. Why not focus on poverty?
I remember
5 or 6 years ago, President Obama making this one of his main talking points. I'm going to fix the structure of the African-American family.
Where did that go? And while the president has been addressing those issues, his entire presidency. In fact, yesterday, President Obama sat down for a 76-minute discussion at Georgetown University in which he explained all sorts of things about personal responsibility and the debate between government assistance and personal responsibility as being a false choice and families, etc.
A free market is perfectly compatible with also us making investment in good public schools,
Fine by me.
public universities,
Night's been here.
investments in public parks. If you do those things, the values and the character that those kids will learn, they're less likely to get pregnant as teens and less likely to engage in drugs and less likely to be involved in the criminal justice system. That is a reinforcement of the values and character. I am a black man who grew up without a father. And I know the cost that I paid for that. And I also know that I have the capacity to break that cycle.
Yeah, well, talk to this man. So Fox finally got the substantive presidential discussion on poverty that they always wanted, including on stage the counter view from the head of the conservative American Enterprise Institute. It was on stage. I can't wait to see Fox's happiness and satisfaction.
Fox News Alert, Fox News front and center.
President Obama taking time out today for one of his favorite topics, Fox News.
President Obama accused Fox News of propagating harmful stereotypes about poor Americans.
The president accused the media, in particular Fox News, of suggesting the poor are unwilling to work.
Yep, just like college students at a 4-hour commencement, Fox basically pays no attention until they hear their own names. It turns out, at one point in this incredibly thoughtful and productive session on poverty, the president made the easily provable and decidedly true point that Fox News' narrative is that poverty is not a function of economic condition, but of character.
The effort to suggest that the poor are sponges, leeches, don't want to work, lazy. You watch Fox News on a regular basis. It is a constant menu. They will find, like, folks who make me mad. I don't know where they find them, right? They're all like, I don't want to work. I just want a free Obama phone or whatever. And that becomes an entire narrative.
What's with your tone of disgust and disappointment? Are you anchoring a news desk? Or did you just come home to find your dog had eaten your cat's entire litter box? Roscoe. Really?
Maximum pulse!
It sounds to me like the president has a remarkably firm grasp on your business model there, Fox. So why are you outraged?
In my opinion, the president is spinning his own policy failures. As the middle class shrinks and the poor are trapped in this system, so to speak, the president blames us, the honest messengers.
We're outnumbered. You're mine.
Honest messengers. Martha?
Really?
What? What? Did you even watch the program? What are you talking about, Barney?
We looked at the food stamp program, not at the recipients. We haven't characterized the recipients. We've looked at the program. We're not saying that the recipients of food stamps are bad people or that they're lazy.
That is such a rich buffet of bull. I can't. That's a 3-course prefix. I'm sorry, prickfest. For starters, let's demonstrate Fox's contempt for those in poverty in our first course of this meal. An amuse-douche, if you will.
America's poor are actually living the good life.
Just call them pennies from government heaven. The United States of entitlement.
A nation of takers.
Entitlement society.
What do they call you back where you come from?
Scary.
We have nothing against the poor. It's just that their ravenous greed burst through America's chest like the monster in Alien. But I'm sorry, you were saying you don't characterize the poor as bad people or lazy. Well, your entree is ready just as you asked for it. Medium unfair.
We have conditioned people to look to the government to be their answer for every problem they have and take zero responsibility.
The moocher class, subsidized freeloaders.
Give me these goodies. Give me a cell phone. Pay my rent.
Nation of moochers.
Freeloaders in America.
Entitlement mentality.
Sitting on the couch eating bonbons.
People who sleep till noon sucking off, the nipple of the government.
How removed from reality is Fox's perception of their own coverage on poverty? The main defender of your network's attitude towards those in poverty is the main offender. He does segments that would make Ebenezer Scrooge go, hey, take it easy. These are people we're talking about. So for dessert tonight, we serve you baked alas holes.
The handout nation rolls on. We hand out $79 billion every January to these so-called poor people.
You're not being mean to poor people.
I am being mean to poor people.
Fantastic! Cable TV, cell phones, computers, you name it, much more. 99% of them have a refrigerator. 81% have a microwave. You're going to give us the emotional side of the story? People need $15 per hour to live on. The image we have of poor people as starving and living in squalor really is not accurate. Many of them, what they lack is the richness of spirit.
Anyway, you boys, what day is it today? Is it Christmas Day? Oh, go up and buy all the gooses. Keep them out of those lazy, poor hands. And if you see a boy on crutches, push him down. He's not crippled. He's crippled at heart. He lacks a richness of legsness. Are these glaring? Are they? I don't even. Are these, honestly, are these glaring contradictions a product of lack of self-awareness, or cynicism, or stupidity, or evil? I don't know anymore, and I'm starting to lack a richness. What I don't understand is another journalist on another network leaping to defend something so clearly indefensible.
What about the specific clip about Fox News calling poor people leeches, sponges, and lazy? Have you ever heard that on Fox News?
No, I have not. Well, I guess it's time for our favorite game show. Did you even try to research this? All right, the rules are simple. First, Joe Scarborough cites 3 words. He says he's never heard Fox News call poor people. And then we see how wrong he is. Today's words are lazy, sponges, and leeches.
he said.
These programs do make people lazy.
They get food stamps. It makes it easy for them to sponge off their girlfriends and spouses.
So the more of the leeches that he can get to vote for him.
And that's our game.
This is real firepower! I have risen.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
You get a weapon! You get a weapon! You get a weapon! Some assistance, please.
I feel better already.
So soon that the Kansas City Chiefs will be visiting the White House this year and celebrating
Apparently the Kansas City Chiefs field goal kicker gave it
By the eye of Agamotto! Together to victory!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers. But the majority of you are most excited.
Born again!
And the children you will bring to this world.
Apparently, enjoy the PTA, bitches. Not the advice you want to hear when you're $100,000 in debt,
I will bring
earning a
peace
degree
to
in
this
electrical
universe,
engineering.
no matter the cost.
But I imagine that the cancellation won Harrison.
I'm not a hero.
Swift.
I'm the weapons or tools.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Can't believe I'm fighting alongside a legend, sir. We will finally end this dirty war. Well, son, if you're anything like the Frank Castle from my time,
All that really happened is some people roasted him. So I guess this is just kind of a passing distraction. Or if you happen
The battle starts in 5,
more
4, 3,
Major
2,
scandal rocking
1.
the NFL. Players
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Or beating women. But because he's Christian, the left seeks to destroy an outspoken NFL Catholic.
He's been doxxed, he's been slammed, he's been calling for it to be canceled.
The left hates Christian values.
They will try to denigrate you, isolate you,
heavy weapons. I'm
and
in love.
ultimately silence you completely. But be not afraid.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
when what you have offered is untraceable.
Honestly, Raccoon did very good.
And you're hitting up that king second structure. But you know,
Fantastic!
say 3 to 4. But my question to the right, I guess, is have you never been on the internet before? Because that's all it is. It's just people giving each other shit all the time.
I'm hunkering down.
So thin-skinned. Look, Jerry Seinfeld took more shit over the past 2 weeks promoting a Pop-Tart movie than Harrison Butler did for his entire
Heads up.
And I ask you people, what is the deal with that? I legitimately would like to know why he's taking so much shit about everything. From everybody.
Legion's on the fritz.
Hey, enough!
And who are you?
The moon haunts you!
You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
This is real firepower!
Control lost.
The Jerry Seinfeld impression is the first thing a Jew learns in kindergarten. It's not.
This is not over.
Of course, nothing about the right-wing reaction is surprising. Because the idea that there is an all-pervasive, all-powerful threat to free speech
Get
called
ready.
cancel
Here come the bad guys.
has become a central tenet of modern conservatism.
I'm hunkering down.
Yeah!
Conservatives have an entire industry devoted to complaining. Not being allowed to say the things they say all the time.
I'm good to go.
Victimhood is the entire
I'm hungry.
You can no longer say that the opponents. You have to say they are
Your powers are mine!
That's 3.
Trans agenda is a religion now. Convert or be canceled. Think trans is a real knack for making everything about themselves.
Dare to speak your mind about issues like pro-life?
Your
life could be ruined forever. You could be canceled. I'm never going to apologize for being pro-life.
How do we get to the point where we can't say all lives matter? As a matter of fact, all lives matter.
Aren't these things a symbol of life?
Fantastic! Judge, jury, execution!
Double kill!
If you don't like what somebody's saying, you can turn off the TV,
I'm not done yet.
Turn off a podcast, walk out of a commencement, or you could buy a different beer than Bud Light without going into your bag of swamp and assassinating a payback. Unbelievable. They're so full of shit that Sean Hannity can say with a square head, I'm not the kind of guy who gets outraged. Sean Hannity!
This is real firepower!
A forehead vein.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Dr. Seuss, Pepe Le Pew, Dumbo, Peter Pan are on the chopping block. Sanctimonious, just frankly overpaid,
I'm
lazy,
opening a portal.
agenda-driven liars. What a pompous jackass. Do you even know what my job is? What part of this can't you get through your head?
Pentagram of Haran.
Snowflakes is very simple.
Our enemies on the moon haunts you and your powers are mine! Fantastic! Oh!
Society, our interactions are incentivized and monetized for outrage, and it is exhausting for everyone. But contrary to your conservative book industry, the outrage isn't just coming from the left. It's coming from
Well,
the
you
left.
can't expect
The
to win them all.
For the right, for the left, and the Swifties, and YA readers, and anybody who dares to lift their head up to say anything. We are not censored or silenced. We are surrounded by and inundated with more speech than has ever existed.